Hey everybody, Charlie and R2 here, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. When we last left off, we were talking to these individuals here who told us the saga of Tequila Sunrise. That is our name, our pseudonym to these guys. We're going to continue questioning Idiot Doom Spiral here and see what else he knows about our past.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you seemed really mad about immigrants for some reason.
He rubs the back of his neck.
I'd rather not get into the details. It was pretty low concept.
Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you.
Okay.
You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
Okay, that's all.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one sometime?
Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right, why not? Better than a beach bum.
Tell me about how you got the name Idiot Doom Spiral.
It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out?
Possibly.
You might get scammed here.
I have a feeling that this is going to cost me a lot.
No, the reality of the situation requires a rather modest contribution. A little motivational package.
No harm in asking. What do you need?
Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier.
Sure.
So, have you got anything for good old Idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me.
Just give him the Commodore Red.
Classy.
He snatches the bottle and pushes the cork in through the bottleneck.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call Abigail!
Shut up, guys. I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George. But around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual. A founder/junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When my story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm.
Go on.
I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm, but the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane.
Did the jogging help?
It did. With my trusty Sansarique tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world.
It's pronounced yogging, by the way.
But now dreams are worn thin, much like my tracksuit.
He says, thoughtfully brushing dust off his crap-stained pants. What happened?
One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pockets.
He shakes the bottle and makes a ringing sound. So these are the keys that you said that you never found.
His eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes.
So I removed the key ring and put the keys for the front gate and the apartment into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see? At least, that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet, very quickly.
Go on.
I made my way back home and discovered that I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless.
Okay.
Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass.
Ouch.
Ouch, indeed. Reality was looking rather grim just then. Me lying on my ass in a mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up.
But did you this time?
So I made my way across the yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized that I'd also forgotten my apartment key.
So what happened next?
I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could even explain the situation. People are naturally wary of ad men, you see. One moment someone chats you up, 5 minutes later you've bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially since I was known to be one of the best.
He pauses meaningfully.
Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity. I still had the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there.
Okay.
But when I reached my office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in.
Starting to believe that maybe this is made up and you didn't have this life, you just wanted this life.
Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company, well, you see where I'm going with this. So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh?
I feel like there's some steps missing here.
Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now.
Why didn't you go to the authorities?
Well, at one point they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me, so they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen.
Literally can't believe it.
Me neither, Tequila. When I lost my keys, I lost more than access to my apartment. I also lost my leverage over humanity. I wasn't a high-concept creative director anymore. I was just some homeless asshole with a premium Sansorique Lycra tracksuit.
Okay.
You can't imagine what that does to a man's confidence. Anyway, that was all the story one bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one.
That's fine for now. We'll leave you.
You too, Tequila Sunset.
All right. There's money. All right, now we have enough to stay another night. Okay, let's check out this. We're going to go as far left as we can and try to rotate around. Try to zoom out. How far can we go? Further than I thought. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirrup. Is this the... What is this? Is this the church? No, it doesn't look like I can interact with anything over here. What's this? Water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe? There's a box hidden here. Take all. I'm a little concerned with how big this is. I gotta be honest, I thought there would be a border over here. Take all. What do these glasses do? Savoir-faire. What's this? No boat in the boathouse today. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. There's a box here. Let's grab it. Take all. There's really no downside to exploring, as I believe time only passes when you're reading a book, talking to someone, or sitting down. That boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. And there's money. And whatever this is.
scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Bullet holes in the plaza, bullet holes in the backyard. You know about the revolution. You may try it again. I have a visual calculus, right? Let's leave. Close. I thought I had a way to improve my visual calculus. Yes. And these glasses. All right, so visual calculus is 7. All right, and then we look at this. This looks like where an execution
A
happened.
scattering of bullet holes is spread across
92.
the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Why this many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall.
Wolf.
There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement.
This is the uniform, right, that the Renee is wearing?
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The morning sun rises beyond the horizon, radiating the first light of the day. The order was carried out at dawn. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Let's look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
Let's look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, you know anything about this?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
Or maybe
Or maybe, you mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall.
Coalition was always the last one.
To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Leave.
a cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Rough. Sign says, Entra interdite? Interdite? I suck at pronouncing French. I'm sorry, guys. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. Pallets. Let me guess, there's tear here. Take all. The box here. Whoop. Take all. Money here. Take all. Alright, we're doing pretty good on cash. We should probably buy that bottle of medicinal spirits before we leave. What is this? A peepo? Ah, that girl would love this. Let's take that. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Let's look at his peepo. Is this a peepo too? No, it's a bum hat. 2 logic. Okay. It doesn't look like anything else up here. Can we? No, we can't go around. We have to go all the way around this way. Let's see what this is. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench covered in rust. Can we go? Looks like we cannot go any further to what I assume is the west here. Which is good. I want to establish a boundary here and try to see how far we can go. We can go up here. We can go over here. We can look here. I'm hoping we're reaching the border. A buoy bobs in the water. Number on it says 11. There are people here. These heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. These are to prevent a beachhead assaults from vehicles. So like amphibious vehicles and our tanks. These are known as dragon's teeth that keep you from driving those heavy vehicles onto a beachhead. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid and they still won't light up. Let's talk to this individual. You look like you're not having a great day.
Hello, I'm Gary. How do you do, officer?
The Cryptofascist? What is a Cryptofascist?
Yellow man. I mean, officer.
And a racist. Is everyone a racist?
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook.
I'm being mean to Kim. Kim's the only one who's really been nice to me.
Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about after a little probing first.
I really don't want to ask him about that.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
This is the cryptozoologist. Yeah, I'm more of a city boy too.
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Continue.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
Of course I will. I'm neither of those things, I can assure you. I'm a by-the-books, clean as a whistle, officer of the law. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants. Sadly, I think I might be a drunk or a degenerate, maybe even both. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure you've been tempted to drink. Drunk's a degenerate. No, we're going to appeal to his holier-than-thou attitude.
I've been tempted on occasion, but someone has to stay strong for Revocol.
His gaze shifts to the pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revocol with a hard K, unlike other people.
Is this your mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
Seemed as if you were calling to it longingly. I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes.
I may have had a similar looking mug in the past. That's all.
They mentioned the mug was found at the scene of a lynching?
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
Okay, so this has several implications. One, it's a good thing I grabbed the mug, even though it was a racist and horrible mug. Two, he should not have access to that trash can. As we talked to Garth, it was only the trash company, Gart and Gart himself, really, that would have access to that.
You're not going to find me, are you?
I mean, we could get $20 here pretty quickly, but no, I just want information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
Koikos.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How'd you get into that trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez,
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
Yeah, but I think there's more to it.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
Okay, explain.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Let's try to appeal to his emotions. Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
Man, I don't like this guy.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads, against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before. But where?
The armor. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
What's that sound?
What sound?
That clinking.
Really?
Fans out his arms slowly, and this time his motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
You got some armor. I think you have the chest piece? Maybe the arms.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles. The smell of decay.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Analyze his composure. We need composure. You were surprised to see my colleague.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sale. I meant no offense, truly.
Yeah, I don't think so. Lieutenant's a native of Revachol.
Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay?
You know anything about the hangman?
I told you everything I know, sir. I'm truly sorry for the mug, but I have nothing to do with that.
He shifts uncomfortably in his clothes.
He's not feeling too comfortable in his own skin. Odd, I'd say. Uncomfortable shifting around doesn't make him the killer, though. It's something else.
You said Revachol.
I like to pronounce it the hard way, the old way, the Vespertine way.
He nods solemnly.
It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
All right. Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
Continue.
After all this time with Morel, He must have an opinion on cryptids. This could lead to a good one.
Do you have a favorite cryptid?
Oh, yes, the burning rhino. Morel doubts he's real, but I don't much care, because I won't be the one looking for him out in Safra Serai.
What's a burning rhino?
A rhinoceros that looks ordinary during the day, but burns brightly by night. Well, at least the males do.
Why only the males?
The flames are not just for decoration. They are an integral part of the beast's mating behavior.
How so?
During the burning rhino's mating season, herds of male rhinos, all aflame, encircle herds of female rhinos, forming a fiery ring as they begin to copulate loudly. Local peasants call it the passion ring. They fear the rhinos, as perhaps they should. Anyway.
The lieutenant sighs without looking up from his notes.
How do they burn?
They have special ducts just above their shoulder blades that secrete a combustible fluid. When the rhino is just beginning to light itself, it looks as though it has wings of fire.
But how is this combustible fluid lit?
How do you light the fluid?
The rhino starts running very fast to build heat, then stops, raises its head, and sparks fly from its neck, setting its back ablaze.
Yeah, I can buy into that. A flaming rhino.
Revacol used to be a flaming rhino once, a long time ago.
28% composure. All right, let's see if we can boost our composure and maybe if talking to him will help. Composure. I don't remember anything saying composure. Shoes. All right, boom, composure. Is that it? I think that's it. And then we take this bag out of our hand. Our composure is 5. All right.
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched.
So there's a lack of magnesium in me?
Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish due to the lack of magnesium in your bloodstream.
So I need to mag it up?
You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is insane amounts of magnesium.
And you're saying I need to become a magnesium-based life form?
Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to ascend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and buy insane amounts of magnesium. It will reverse the damage to your circulatory system.
Okay.
Always a pleasure. I mean, officers.
42%. That isn't the worst. And we can try it again. So let's try it. Well, hold on. Let's talk to this guy, and then we'll try it. Maybe we can get some more intel.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
Met your wife. She's lovely.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
You must be moral.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass, not like walking over a nice waterlock.
Let's just tell him it's been fixed.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back.
Did he say we can go back now?
Don't leave yet.
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Okay, they're not leaving yet.
Sir, your wife.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we go in.
Have you noticed anything off about your friend Gary? This is what I wanted.
No. No, of course not. Why?
You sure?
Well, he's been a little unenthusiastic about the trip. More so than usual. That's understandable. He just wants to get home and warm up.
I'll come talk to you in a second. Alright, next episode we're going to try to pass this check and try to get this, I'm assuming, armor piece from Gary over here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and or a subscribe. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.